Welcome, welcome this Monday night at 8 p.m. And our internet went out, but fortunately, we have cellular service, and that's how I am reaching you tonight is through my cellular service. So let's hope that everything goes well and that people get connected. And I'm really excited about tonight. Tonight's going to be called Macros Made Simple. Well, that's what it is called, Macros Made Simple. I've been using the macro nutrition plan now for, about 2 months, and I'm having really good results. So I wanted to share that with you. And I'll give everybody a minute or two to get on. But this has been a really interesting experience for me, an experiment. And it's really helping me understand the value of the foods that I'm eating. And, I've been careful with my nutrition most of my life, or at least aware of it. But it's unbelievable when you focus on having more protein and understanding where it's all coming from and which foods have more. And so I'll share some of my little tips and tricks with you. And I see somebody's on, so that's great. That means it's working. Um, just let me know when you get on, maybe just send me a message because I'm going to go ahead and get started in another minute. But it would be great for me to know that you're here. So, Macros Made Simple is the way I just want to present this because it's not hard. I had heard of macros for so long, and I thought, I'm not going to do macros. I know how to eat my foods. I know how to mix my proteins and carbs and fats, and I basically know what I need. So, and I know what foods to keep in the house. Then when I'm not in the house, then I eat whatever I want, pretty much. I don't worry about it. Well, a friend of mine got me interested in this book called The Shredded Chef. The Shredded Chef. And you might have seen a post of mine recently for these protein muffins, which are really good. I actually even added banana to the last round of muffins. And by the way, as I go through this today, if you'd like some notes from today, I'm happy to send them to you since I'm not going to be able to use my slides that I created. And I'm Shoshana Rychek, your functional nutrition and lifestyle counselor. I just love working with nutrition, love helping people reach their healthy body weight and maintain it, just like I did for 11 years now. So one of the things that I found is this macros eating plan. And what it is, we're just talking about the macronutrients. That's what it means. When you hear somebody saying, I go with macros, some people are keto, some people are macro. I am macro. And what I really like is I created for myself a flexible eating plan. And it's your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. And then this is where I wanted to get into the slides. And, I'm going to try to turn my camera around. Let's see. Can you see that? I don't know. Maybe you can. But I'm showing you there are settings in this program called Macros. Okay. It's a free app. It's a free app called Macros. And you set it up. And I set mine up to be at 1,200 calories a day. And it's telling me that at 1,200 calories a day, I'm supposed to have 90 grams of carbohydrate, 111 grams of protein. That's a lot. I don't always hit that. And then up to 44 grams of fat. Okay, so you put in there, I hope that you could see that, but you get to put in there what you want to put in this app. And this app is free. So I love it. It's a free app. And so when you say, okay, so my goal is 90 grams of carbohydrate, 111 grams of protein, 44 grams of fat, well, don't worry about it because when you put your food in, I'm going to show you my next slide. I just think it's the best way to do this is to show you these slides. And since my internet's out, in case you missed that part, my internet's out, but I have the slides that I created for you. I hope you can see that there are foods on there. This is my day today. And again, just let me know if you want to get copies of these slides. I'll send them to you. Trying to turn my camera around is not the easiest thing in the world when it's sitting at my desk. But, so for example, I know because I've been doing this for 2 months, I know eggs are really good when you add egg whites to whole eggs. And why do I add egg whites to whole eggs? Because the whole egg has, a significant amount of fat. Let me tell you, 4.8 grams of fat in the egg. Well, that's not terrible. But, when it all adds up at the end of the day, and my goal is not to exceed 44 grams of fat, and you figure you're eating meat, fish, chicken, all of those, even though they have a lot of protein, they can have fat. So I'm trying to balance it all out. So I mix egg whites, and that I got that idea from the Shredded Chef book. Highly recommend this book. Great ideas in it. Great recipes, great explanations. And so I mix my egg white with egg, and then I found this maple protein, maple walnut muffin that I can have, has 15 grams of protein. So you're just going to learn how to mix up your foods and then you have like this calorie goal for the day, right? I showed you my slide. My calorie goal is 1,200, and I can go up to 1,500 if I've worked out, but 1,200 to 1,500 calories a day is good for me. And that gives me an opportunity to get in as much as I can of my nutrients. But just if you want to know, proteins have 4 calories per gram. So if you're eating, if you're trying to sit in a specific caloric range, and that's what I like about this free macros app, is that you can just plug your foods in. It calculates it all for you. And you don't have to go crazy with it. You don't have to worry about it. Just plug stuff in. Sometimes I'm afraid to plug stuff in. I was so careful today because Kenny made this amazing pasta with meat sauce for dinner. And I knew I wanted to really enjoy it. So that's why I had all those eggs for breakfast, like high protein. And then for lunch, I stuck with high protein, some fat. I threw some avocado in there. And then for dinner, I just had a heap of pasta and my meat sauce. And I actually did not exceed my caloric goal for the day. And I worked out, so I could have even eaten more. So it's kind of fun. Like when you get the hang of it, it's a game. It's not a worry. It's a game. And it's a great way to manage your foods. But proteins, those are proteins that have your 9 essential amino acids. And I actually made a slide. Let me find it. I made a slide for if you're vegan or vegetarian, you could have quinoa, buckwheat, hemp seeds, chia seeds, and spirulina. Each of those have the 9 essential amino acids. And again, if you're just getting on, my internet went out because I had slides prepared for you for today. And if you'd like to have them, just message me after this and I will send them to you. So, you need the protein. And as we get older, we lose muscle. So we need even more protein, but it's necessary for our muscle retention and growth. It is also necessary. The protein just helps all the cells in our body. So, and the average person requires 0.6 to 0.8 grams per body weight, pound. So when you look at your weight, if you don't exercise a whole lot, go on the 0.6. And if you exercise a lot or you're aging, then go with the 0.8 because the extra protein is going to help you maintain your muscle mass or grow it. Really important. And then the next thing we talk about is the carbs. You have your simple carbs and your complex carbs, carbohydrates, and they're measured by the glycemic index. So your simple carbs are for quick energy. They burn fast. Okay, that's how to think about that, like straight sugar, even though, somebody actually sent me an email today and thanking me for teaching this today because she knows people that have had cancer and, the whole sugar issue. And I've even had doctors tell me that that it doesn't matter how much sugar you eat, it doesn't affect your cancer. Listen, sugar affects a lot of things, and it's not so great. And she was so happy that I was teaching this tonight so that people could really focus on their important macronutrients. So the simple carbs are the ones that burn up the fastest, and the complex carbs are the ones that burn slower. So when you hear whole grains, that's because it has the husk and different things in there that are carbohydrate, like pumpkin seeds. I like to buy them with the husk on them, and a quarter cup is 10 grams of protein, but it also has a significant amount of carbohydrate in the husk. And that's okay because it's a complex carbohydrate. It's going to burn slower, but I still take into account that that's part of my count, if you will. And then carbs have 4 calories per gram, the same as protein. 40 to 60% of your caloric intake should be from carbs. But again, if you use the free app, the Macros app, and I'll, again, message me, my internet's down. I'm going to keep saying it because people hop on and off of here. I can see the eyeballs going. Numbers are changing consistently. My internet's down. So if you message me for this presentation, I will send it to you. I really want you to have this in written form. But 40 to 60% of your calories should come from your carbohydrates, and shoot for the complex carbs because they burn slower. And then we go to our fats, 9 calories per gram. So yeah, they're richer, right? I love the healthy fats, avocado, and some of my meats and chicken. I understand through let's see, Dr. William Lee, Eat to Beat Disease, he says the chicken thighs are healthier for you than the breast. Now, we've been taught that the breast is better because it has less fat, but the thigh actually has more nutrients in it. It's better for your blood. So I go with the thigh, that's going to have more fat, right? So anyway, fats are, the least of what you're going to be eating. And they are essential. They build your cell membranes, they produce hormones, and they absorb vital vitamins that can only be absorbed through fat, which then go through your liver and then get sent out, as needed, broken down and sent out from your liver. But the other thing about fat, I'm going to throw it out there, if you're using toxins or toxic products, your fats also store toxins, so beware. I just posted something on that the other day. If you want more information on that. So your fats have, you have your trans fats, your saturated and your unsaturated fats. The best ones are the unsaturated. Saturated fats get solid. Trans fats, now they are in meats, they are in animal foods, but if you get like artificially hydrogenated fat, that's really, really bad, and most of those are banned anymore. But you want to focus on your unsaturated fats, and you could just look at labels, saturated, unsaturated, right? And a little bit of saturated fat's not going to hurt you. Altogether, though, you have a goal for the day, which is in my case, 44 grams of fat. You'll put your own settings in. If you get this app, which is free, called Macros, it's a red logo, and you put your information in, your body weight, your goals, things like this, and it'll tell you. So you don't have to think about it. It'll tell you, okay, here's how many calories you should be consuming. Here's how much protein. Here's how much carbohydrate. Here's how many fats. And then just at mealtime, when you're sitting down to eat, just put in what you're eating. And what's really cool too, and again, they'll be in my slides, ask for them if you want them. If you put in your foods now, if you put in your food and it doesn't see it, there's a library of foods. Or you can create the food. You can look at the label of a box or a pack of turkey or whatever you're eating, and you can put that information in. A recipe. I have recipes in here, and I can actually share them with you if you ask. And, I'll say a recipe serves 10. So I'm having 0.1 of my recipe, okay? Listen, I don't want to make it confusing. It can be so simple using this app. I'm telling you, I never would have counted out this stuff in my lifetime. I've got way too much going on. But I really love this app, and I wanted to teach you what are macros about, and that there's a simple free app that you can use to help you. And meanwhile, since I've been doing this whole macro thing, I lost one of those stubborn pounds. You know, you hit this place in your body weight and you're done. Well, one of those stubborn pounds just went away. So I was really excited. Your unsaturated fats, they contain your omegas 3, 6, and 9. You know how important those are for your brain health and your eyes and your heart. Super important for your organs. So, you know, we have to have fat. We have to have carbs for energy, and we must have the protein. So it's 15 to 30%, depending on your, you know, how active you are and such, of your daily calories come from unsaturated fats. So this is what I wanted to share with you tonight. I believe at the bottom of the post, there's going to be a link to, sorry, just turning something off here. There's going to be a link at the bottom of the post for fliptheweightlosswitch.com/free. And that is a free workbook that's going to allow you to think more, be more aware and mindful about what foods you're choosing and why, and what behaviors do you have. And I work with the subconscious, and this is what helped me keep my weight loss for the last 11 years. But I love learning new things like this macros is making it even more fun. So I'm just here to help you find ways. It's not a one size fits all. There are so many ways to get your nutrition. There are so many ways, games you can play and apps we can use and formulas or ideas. I believe in carbohydrates. I'm not a keto person. I won't be good for somebody with keto that wants to do keto. But if you want to have a well-balanced diet with your carbs, fats, and proteins, and you're looking for some support, let me know. I'll be happy to I do a 15-minute complimentary discovery call. We can see if we're a good fit. Meanwhile, go to the bottom of the post and you'll see that there's a link. You can get my free workbook. So happy Monday, everybody. This is no internet today, so I'm using my cell phone. Thank God for cellular service. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, where I'll come up with something else interesting to share with you. Have a great night.